right, y'all. We are at it again. We are going to go on a tour. You might say we're going to go on a grand tour. Gonna get our loadout set up and ready. And we actually need to make a couple loadout adjustments because we are going to begin this tour in the hills where it all began, and we need to do some things to get ready. So that's basically where it needs to be. We are going to use some whetstones. We are going to use a lot of whetstones because, like I said, we are going on a grand tour. And we're going to use some bunny paws. And we're going to use some critical swords because for all of the farming that we do, we want to get the most bang for our buck here. So let's get ready for the grand tour. We need to make sure we have our divinities right. So when I'm not specifically soul farming, I need to have all the mini games on. I want Victor Alpha on because I'm farming scrap amongst other things. I also have fire enemies turned on because my gear happenstantially gives me enough extra fire souls that it's worth less coins because the coin value of the ice enemies is better. And there's no adjusting that. But I get about 25% more souls with fire enemies than I do with ice enemies. This is why I need ice gear. And this is why I need to go divinity farm at some point. But that is not today. We'll get a little divinity as we scrap farm, right? And yeah, so we don't need duration anymore. We'll actually go ahead and go back to that now that all my temporary item crafting is done. Yeah, here we go. So, oh wait, one more thing. I can't believe I almost forgot. We're gonna want 5 minutes of giants. So we're gonna be here for a half hour no matter whether we like it or not, right? So we're gonna refill those whetstones that we spent. That's just gonna happen. And oh yeah, I have the wrong bow on. So I do keep dark projectiles on at this point because I need to use this bow. My piercing bow, it's not leveled up at all. So my normal bow that does not have piercing on it is giving me 60% bonus souls with the bow. But this piercing bow is not at all leveled up. It gives me 15%. So to deal with that cost, we keep the dark projectiles on. So that we can reap a little more souls. So not bad, right? We're in a rage. We're grabbing I wish that was quintillions. We're grabbing quadrillions. So a quick 11 quadrillion, which is, you have to move the decimal one, right, to get the percentage. So 11.9, we'll just call that, there it is, 12 quadrillion. That's 1.2% of a quintillion, right? So, but here's the thing, right? I just got here. I just began that. I had probably souls built up before that didn't get counted there because I broke my cadence. So in no playtime, that's not nothing. It seems like it's so little in comparison to what we need, and it is, right? Like if we're looking at 100 sextillion, yeah, my 14.5 quadrillion in the 3 minutes I've been at this here is not a drop in the bucket, but that's the point, right? We're always gaining, so the gains are gonna be slow, right? Because if they were fast, if that was 15.1 quintillions down there, and not quadrillions, then I would just very quickly blow past that tier, and now I'd be getting sextillions pretty quickly. And then I would blow past that tier, and now I need septillions. You know, so you're always gonna be pulling a tier or two under what you actually need, right? That's the nature of the game. But for constant gains, Sucker Punch. For constant gains, gaining tens of quadrillions isn't bad at this stage in the game where I'm at. I'm farming for hundreds of quintillions, right? That's the stage of the game I'm in. I need hundreds of quintillions, so pulling quadrillions, percentiles of quintillions in, mere minutes of playing the game isn't bad. And of course, you're going to get your idle rewards around the clock. So we're not at a terrible. We're not in a terrible way when it comes to soul farm, and this, obviously isn't even like by a long shot not the best place to farm souls. But we're here, we're getting our whetstones, we're going on a grand tour because what it comes down to is I need to stock up on a lot of just basic stuff, right? I need to go get some slime, some root. It never hurts to take a quick stop for scorpion pincher anymore these days. Oh no. I am still adapting to my new setup for while I record. It's definitely when I play on mobile, and when I'm just casually playing the game, I can, shift the phone around in my hands, and that's how I've been playing the game for years. But we get audio issues when we do that, so I am very new to creating content, but I am not very new to Idol Slayers. So as I adjust here, Just want to welcome anyone who might be viewing this to our brand new channel. And a lot of things are brand new to me right now as well, right? We're in a brand new meta for the game. I'm farming souls in a very different way with the critical sword. You know, I never really super focused on critical before. It was kind of one of those things, if I had it, cool. Like if I was leveling up an item and it had extra critical stuff, that's not what I was leveling it for, right? So, we're in a new experience in the game. We have some new stretch goals. For 100 sextillion, we had a new stone of time, which is a new sync for our USP. We got a new boss with a new gear drop. And I am newly creating content. And I have a new setup for my phone while I create said content. So we're all adjusting. And hopefully you are a new viewer and you are adjusting too. But we can have a lot of fun together. So, and maybe learn some stuff. Maybe not. Maybe everything I'm doing you already knew how to do and you do it better. Maybe your gear is way higher level than mine. And if so, tell me all about it in the comments. If you are new to Idol Slayer and you're not in the end game, I hope you can enjoy seeing what some of that gameplay can look like. We do have all of our mini games on for this tour, because if I happen to get a cool excellent drop that I don't already have one or more of, that's great. And if not, I need scrap anyway. We will deal with all that later. I don't need to be in a hurry to throw it in the scrap pile. It can sit there. Hopefully I get a lot more. But yeah, ultimately we are farming for scrap in addition to our general materials, right? So we're going to get back all these whetstones while we're here. Mega Horde. And we're going to let these mini games play so that we can get back some scrap while we are here too. Once that portal's up, our next stop is going to be the Modern City. We'll go get some bat wings and some slime. And the event is still going, so we get a little bit of a bonus for farming in the city. And mostly that's just to put some rage pills in our pocket. We can make up to 4, so if I happen to see some really good souls or some really good coin buff, we have enough to take advantage of it. Once. But once this 30 minutes wears out, we'll go get slime and we'll get, well, I keep missing my giants. We'll get some more rage pills in our pocket. It's also a nice time, as often as I get a bonus stage, right? Because we have Victor Alpha on for scrap farms, so we are going to get the boss fight sometimes, but as often as I do get a bonus stage, we are covered on whetstones to do our leather farm. I did make a lot of bunny paws just now, so, oh man, I'm jumping over these giants. I need to calm down a little. All right. Junk. Junk. Not even looking at them. We got a chest hunt. Carrying it with our rage there for a moment. So I do use the Dark Divinity where you get 2 multipliers, but you can't multiply the shield. And honestly, that's just because, right, like I've already farmed out all the items you get for the perfect chest hunts. And so, on the long shot chance that I get a perfect chest hunt with a huge soul multiplier, I spare myself the headache, and I just go with making the chest hunts as fast as possible. And sometimes you double a double and then hit the multiplier increase, and it can have stunning results. So, but really, I've been playing this game for years, y'all. And I'm over chest hunt. I find it as such an interruption, but I'm a scrap farming. And so, there's the chance to pull the shields. I've pulled one already. In addition to, if there is a big soul multiplier in play, the souls can be very, very nice. So it's a necessary evil. And that being said, I'm not worried about trying to double up my shield and get a perfect chest hunt. I just want to be done with chest hunt. But it is what it is, right? It goes in waves. Believe where you are. Yeah, I think already full. Already filled back up on titanium. Still got nearly 20 minutes, right? Of farming in the hills. As is not an area I come to often, right? I come here as often as I need whetstones, which lately the slot machine keeps me stocked on whetstones most of the time. So I'm not doing any kind of a cadence here. Right, I'm really just playing like I'm machine gunning, but I have dark projectiles on. Let's try to adjust. It's a little harder because the wasps, the patterns they come in, it's hard to set an arrow pattern up here that encompasses all of them, right? And I don't know. I'm feeling jumpy. I'm feeling quick on the draw. Probably because I just got done farming out Funky Space, and it's very different cadence between my bow and ground grind there than it is here. The flying enemies, different patterns, but also, right, I'm one-shotting these guys. They are one-hit kills, whereas the music notes are not. I think if I had my exact same bow, not this piercing bow, although this is also a very similar bow, But my main bow that I run, it has parallel shot, extra souls with bow, extra giant souls, of course, or not giant souls, but extra damage to giants. I'm pretty sure all the bows have that. And it has an extra 5% damage or so to small enemies. So basically, those things, right? The extra souls and the extra damage to small enemies. And if it had the electric shock quality instead of the parallel shots, I think maybe I could one-shot the music notes. So if I ever pull such a bow, I think I don't even have bows turned on right now because Divinity, if I ever pull such a bow, it's one more reason that, gosh, I could, if I had an extra 30,000 Divinity right now, right? I could so quickly spend that and probably still be like, man, I need more Divinity. But I like to level up a lot of gear. I like to have different gear for different occasions. Maybe we'll do a video at some point where we just look at my gear. I try to avoid it, to be honest, right? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that but me. But because I, level up a lot of different gear, in different tiers, right? Because you need like your end game tier, your mid game tier, starter tier, but you don't have to level those. It's a lot of equipment, and it's a lot of, like I'm using a piercing bow right now that's not leveled up at all because I haven't had the Divinity to level up a bow that I use in like 2 areas, right? The coin farm tiered up with this new update, right? Talking about new experiences and new ways of playing the game. The coin farm escalated. So before the update, I mean, I could farm SXVs handily enough once I was at endgame, but that means my gear can't be at that level because I would have to get to that level before I could use the gear, and that's no good. So all my gear was in the like Quav to Quiv range, right? In terms of level. But now they dropped the the telescopes that just double souls, double coins. So the SXV tier comes a lot faster and a lot easier than it used to by a factor of ×2. And so, but now we have the SPV tier upgrades and stuff. So the SPV is now the end game tier. So all the gear that I already used instantly needed to go up 1 tier all at once. And I didn't have enough Divinity to do that, but I sure did spend all the Divinity that I had trying as hard to do that as I could. And I've never had to stop progressing, right? Like whatever Slayer point goes ahead of me. I've never had to fall onto rail doing that, but I think I'm in a spot where I might need to derail my Slayer point growth, and do some wizard runs and farm a whole bunch of Divinity, and then come back to grinding the end game where we are looking to get the 100 sextillion. Hey, we got a chest. And it's a crappy dagger. We got, oh God, this is dreadful. This is dreadful. Well, we've got 14 and a half minutes thereabouts on the portal. And yeah, I mean, I'm already over farming the hills. So, much like some other grand tours, what was an interesting idea became a boring application. But that's all right. We just got to run out that portal. Maybe if we do have a 39 CPS that's going and going here. 8 minutes on that. Maybe we can pick up a gemstone rush. If we do, we will go to town and see if we can get an equipment boost. Or maybe we can luck into some souls here. It takes me back, right? So that's the thing about this update. It has brought me back to a place where I can just do this, right? And the souls I'm getting matter enough, right? Right now it's 100 quintillion, or I'm sorry, it's 100 quadrillion to fill the meter. So as I'm getting quadrillions, I'm functionally watching my soul farm progress, right? And it's been a while since I could actively play the game and feel like that was happening. And so it's been a while since I felt the need to play active and, hope to fish out some big buffs, some big soul multiplier, and get that big exciting farm out where I'm grabbing, 2, 3 quintillions at a time. Right? And uh you know, you pretty much I active played through the game all the way to the 10 quintillion astral, right? Like at the time that was the biggest buy in the game. And I played active all the way to that point. And then I switched to just playing idle and jumping on to, grab my dailies, stuff like that. But for the most part, I was just using idle for all of my farm because active farm, fell away. It was so inferior and just not worth doing. And so now we have items like the critical sword, items like the bunny paw, and of course the telescopes help regardless of how you're playing the game, right? Hey, there's our gemstone rush. Oh, nice. So we're going to go grab that special drink because it's 50-50. We're either going to get a soul buff or we're going to get an equipment boost. Yeah, so, but yeah, just with the items that they've added to the game and the new tier of resource farming, as well with the refinery, um, it finally gave me a reason to pull away from just being idle and maybe playing the game 20 minutes a day, to go get my dailies, see if I can get some Bitcoin farm, because the daily CPS is online. And if I don't, I don't, right? If the coin farm doesn't line up, oh well, I'll try again tomorrow. Doesn't matter anyway. It's been, that's how I played the game. So it's exciting to be back, I guess, is the crux of what I'm trying to say. It's exciting to be back to actively playing the game while making functional gains in the tier I'm in, right? We're in the quintillions tier. We need lots of quintillions. We're farming USP. We're just over 3 sextillion total farmed, right? 640 quintillion to my next Ultra Slayer point. If I wanted to ascend at 20%, or let's just say 25%, I'd be looking at 752 quintillion. Half of that if I'm going to ascend at 10%. So quintillions is what I'm farming, and I'm pulling quadrillions functionally, which I call that a trickle, right? I am farming a decimal of quintillions. 10 quadrillions is 0.01 quintillions. And that's a decent scale, and the game hasn't been in that scale for active play in a long time. So it's not bad, and that's kind of why we're doing this tour. We're going to stack up. We're going to see, how many quintillions we really gain just across, about 2.5 hours of farming different areas. We're going to let the random go to work, right? Because it's hard to precisely quantify the effect of random stone, but well, you feel the effects when they are there, times 39 CPS. That's only a thing because of golden boxes, right? So I mean, we're in a very refreshing territory for me. So I don't mind coming and hanging out in the hills for 30 minutes to kick off our grand tour, fill up on titanium. That's why we burnt so many whetstones at the start. So, yeah, don't mind it at all. We're making progress. And boom, we get an equipment bonus. Very nice. We are going to go, so these 4 rage pills we have, those are going to get spent. So, since we're going to go rage farm these coins with our remaining 4 rage pills, we're going to slap on the coin gear and throw on the CPS bonus. And we have rage online right now, so that's good. That means we have 5 rages to go through with this. And let's see what we get. There's our first SPV, and our coin bow still has a lot of growing to do. We'll let this next rage kind of trail off and see if we can catch a box. Maybe get real lucky with a coin frenzy or something. There's our box. Now we got a mega horde though, and the enemies do have a coin value, and that is also benefiting from this, so that's still pretty good. Up to over 7 SPVs, over 9 SPVs. Not bad at all. We'll let one trail off again here. No box that time. And that was my last rage pill. So we will have a little bit of leftover CPS boost that is probably going to go by the wayside. Not too bad, though. Oh, Ascending Heights. Well, I was going to just go into Speed Boost and farm out the coin spawns as they came, but there was a box and an Ascending Heights, so that's okay. Pretty good. Pretty good little bit of coin farm while we are on our grand tour and kicking it off in the hills. So grabbed some titanium, grabbed a fast, I don't know, what was that, 10, 12 SPVs. And once the portal comes up, our next stop is the Modern City. And we will start getting some slime and get our rage pills back online, right? Because that's the nice thing, that it consumes roots at a lower rate than the slime. So even though I can't make any pills, I probably still have enough root that if I get a stack of slime back, I can make maybe a dozen or so. And then my next stop after that's the jungles. So it'll get us through. We did get to do a pretty decent coin farm. Coin isn't the top of my priority list right now, but we focus on leveling up the equipments that increase our soul gains. So in that sense, it does very much still matter. Enough that when we get big coin buffs like that, we burn our rage and take advantage of it, right? No, I'm a noob. Let's hear it. Oh man, classic blunder. Now the pressure's on, right? So I can't fail. I can't fail in Ascending Heights while I'm on camera. Taking it nice and slow. Whew, see, who's a noob? Yeah, we didn't even get a chest out of it, man. Got my heart rate up for nothing. Yeah, we can just be done with that. Grab those boxes, and actually what we'll do is it's pretty much the same loadout anyway. I just need to change this ring. And yeah, I already have the appropriate shield equipped. Wait, I'm a crazy man. What am I? I made all those swords. I do have crits on. Y'all. Oh, okay. Okay. We're not going to discuss it. We're not going to discuss it. We're just going to bow farm. Oh, man. So, I forgot that in my setup for all of this, I made all the critical swords, and I've been using my other shield this whole time, which is fine. It gives a little bit of crit souls, like accidentally, but it has 40% bonus souls and like extra material drop rate chance. So I use that shield when I don't have crit on, just for the raw 40% souls, right? And not only have I had the critical sword on, but like my whole intention here was killing these giants from the get go to get my titanium. So, listen. Sometimes we can get in our own way, right? But it's fine. I've still made a decent little bit of progress for, hey, Victor, all right, we never speak of it again. Man, I feel like they fixed it. So you used to be able to you could get like a hit on your speed boost right as his dialogue box started. And so you could get a quick scoot up on him before he went into his talking. And I feel like they fixed it. I feel like they made it so you can't do that anymore because I haven't been able to do it since the update, which is fine. It's whatever. 24.8 something is my fastest time. So about 25 seconds. And that's why I farm Victor when I'm scrap farming, or material farming in general, right? I'm always scrap farming. The only time I'm not scrap farming is when I'm soul farming, and sometimes I'll still get scrap from a chest hunt. Uh, so I like to have Victor on because he's a quick, 30-second fight, whatever. And he's guaranteed to drop an item, and it's guaranteed to be an item I do not need. So, and sometimes you get, if it's like level 4 excellent, you get 15 divinity on it. Get that 10 times, that's 150 divinity. And when you active play a lot, 10 times isn't like, something that's going to take a week. You could do it in a day if you're lucky, right? Depends on what kind of ring drops you're getting. But there's 6 scrap a pop though. So we fight Victor for the scrap. Just about 8 minutes left on Portal. We still have almost 13 minutes left on this CPS boost. So we'll actually still have that CPS boost when we head into the modern city. So that's pretty nice. And also we already have our Dark Divinity on so that we're spawning fire enemies selectively. So we'll have the worms and the bats, where I'll get 25% extra, like 25% more souls, for killing the fire variety instead of the ice, plus the extra 5% souls for the event that's running. So that's not too bad. Yeah. So we'll carry over the CPS boost. And once we get there, we'll start stacking up slimes. So we'll get some rage potions online if we get any big multipliers for souls, ideally, right? But any big multipliers will have the rage to take appropriate advantage of them. After that, we'll swing into the hills. Not the hills, that's where we are now. We'll swing into the jungle to stock up en route to go with our stocked up slime. Went past a thing. Oh, that's right. We don't have. We don't have any rage potions. I zipped past a chest hunt right before hitting this soul buff, so I'm probably not gonna see another chest hunt while it's active. That's okay. About a half minute left on the souls. Gems are gone. Yeah, I don't know. I think in all reality, I could probably. The only reason I have dark projectiles on is because I'm using a low level bow, so I'm taking a big knock to my soul gain. A 45% knock to be precise. So it's my way of compensating for that. But I think because straight arrows are going to kill the ground enemies anyway, I'm not really doing a ton of wind dashing. I think it probably would be more effective, at least for my play style and how I'm playing the game, if I turned that off. But I would take a big souls deficit. And souls right now, I mean, I'm material farming, right? I'm going on a tour of some areas because I'm stocking up on some stuff anyway. So, I mean, that's my current, like, in this moment objective is the material farm. But ultimately, my goal, my focus overall is my souls, right? We're farming USP. At the end of the day, we're marching towards ascensions. We're marching towards 100 sextillion. But really, we're farming USP. That's what we're doing. So, as much as I would prefer to have dark projectiles off while we farm this area, I can't just say, sure, let's do 45% less souls, right? With the bow, at least, So it is what it is. Just got a deal for now. Maybe I can find a fast 4,500 divinity or so somewhere. Maybe I'll win it in the slot machine. And then I can level up this projectile bow, or the projectile bow. Armor piercing bow. I literally only ever equip it here and in the jungle, right? It's just so that the wasps don't deaden the arrows. I guess even if I at least took it up to like level 10, it wouldn't be so bad, and that's pretty cheap. Still no box. Oh well, at least I didn't fall on that one. 4 minutes. 4 minutes left, and then we will say goodbye to the hills. I think we were done being here about 6 minutes in, to be honest, right? I think the shard necklace had about a 5-minute craft time on it. We pretty much recovered all of our titanium in that amount of time. But we hit some nice coins, which I'm not even grabbing. Oh yeah, I'll grab the shield. But yeah, we did get some nice coins. We had a couple soul multipliers. We couldn't rage farm them, but we bow farmed them anyway. And we eventually had the right shield on to do it with. What's blinking? Minions. I could go prestige some minions and probably take this piercing shot bow up to level 10 or level 8. But I'm letting them grow right now. Bring that CPS boost up before I prestige them so I can. Right, we're farming SPV. We have our foot in the door in the SPV territory, right? We're doing pretty good. We've bought up to the 80 SPV for the rage extension. So all in all, we've bought 125 SPV of the new upgrades. So the next one costs 200. I mean, that's not out of reach, right? If I'm patient enough and make sure I have a pocket full of slime all the time and just, keep coin gear on and just focused on looking for stuff like this, right? Because if I had my coin gear on, I have this times 39. I would be pulling, like, this would be a lot more exciting of a thing to hit, but not exciting enough. Not exciting enough. But yeah, so I don't have that level of dedication to the coin gain, to where I'm just gonna run around in my coin gear all the time like that, though. Taking advantage of, because again, look, it seems like with times 39 CPS and 2 of these back to back, that even without rages, you'd think I could put on my coin gear and get enough coin farm to matter, but you would think wrong. Nothing compares to that rage multiplier, and then the equipment boost is an absolute, and that's what's farming the SPVs. So the rest of the time, would it add up? Yeah, sure, it would. But it wouldn't add up fast enough. Like, I probably wouldn't get 1 SPV in a day just farming coins with like a coin multiplier and my coin gear on and being happy to see frenzies. And even getting equipment boosts, right? If I got equipment boosts along with it, but I'm not raging, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything productive. I would rather just be farming souls at the quadrillion rate than farming coin at like the quiv rate, right? Like, so SPVs is where we're at. It's not very likely that I'm going to be getting the 200 one anytime soon, but if I'm going to have a chance, I need to let my minions grow, right? And in the meantime, what I am getting for coins is getting put to good use. Making small gains, 10 levels here, 10 levels there, on the gear that directly affects how many souls we farm while idle. And we don't neglect idle. You definitely need the 32 on Stone of Idle. You want to take advantage, because no matter who you are, you're spending more time idle than active, right? Unless you just like never close the game. But then that's ridiculous. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so you don't want to neglect your idle. And leveling up the gear that directly influences your idle is always a good idea. And we got a chest that time. More scrap, most likely. Absolutely. Yeah, minute 29 on this soul buff. Yeah, we'll hit the rage. The next box that comes up. Let's go ahead and get that ring on. That might have been a little preemptive, but grab that with Soul's Malts. We'll come down here. All multiplier. Okay. One. I got one actual click on a soul. I was feeling we were going to end that one and it was going to be all multiplier, no soul. I was going to... I was going to rage in disappointment. Not really. So, just a vanilla rage, right? There's no mega horde, there's nothing cool, but we do have the times 36 souls, so a nice vanilla 91 quadrillion there. And the portal's up. I stopped paying attention to it, so I don't know how long the portal's been up, but the portal is up. And you know what that means? It means we're going to fight Victor Alpha. And after we fight Victor Alpha, we're going to take a quick stop in town just to assess our refinery before we move on. Make any gear changes we might need to make. Gotta switch my bow if nothing else. And let's see, Modern City. I am gonna keep dark projectiles on. Oh, I jumped into it. It's okay. Almost a minute, man. I tell you, this 30 minutes in the hills, This is why I don't just hang out here, right? Like, I'm here if a quest tells me I have to, or if I need titanium. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. Some good rewards. Oh, yeah, we're also going to spend some of these coins too. Let's go to town and do that. So, in the tens, let's see, we could. Let me check 50s real quick. So, not quite on the X. Yep, nope. So, we're going back to tens. And all right, so for the 8-ish, the 10 on dagger would cost, I can get the axe and 10 on the sword. And we can still grab 10 on dagger, not a bad deal. And we can grab 10 on the spear. We're going to buy that just because it only costs sexy to buy it, and more sexy. And more sexy. Oh, this cape is so neglected. Okay. All right, so we got that one's 497 sexy, 734, 754, 695. We still got a handful. We still got a handful in the upgrades for SXV, but we're pretty close to all of our 10 buys will be SXVs, right? So then, or will be above SXVs. So once we get there, we'll go back to singles, right? And then we're going to buy all of our singles that cost SXV, so that we will eventually be to the point that every single upgrade is gonna be an SPV upgrade, right? For even for one level on one thing. Of course, we're not going to get there. We will ultra ascend before that happens. Yeah, I have no doubts about that. But yeah, let's do a quick equipment check, and then we will continue the grand tour into the modern city.